whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, the year is 2005. Batman Begins just came out. What can Marvel do to top that? Absolutely nothing. They didn't do it. But they did come out with a movie that I thought was really, really family friendly and really, really done well. And we're going to talk about it because it was my 2000s pick. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Fantastic Four. Where are we at?
The cloud has fundamentally altered our DNA.
Victor, you always thought you were a god.
Let's not fight.
No, let's.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Fantastic Four. Looking forward to it. Let's go ahead and start this show.
The end of beginning, the numero uno, the chances of winning. I do it again. Follow no other, I'm setting these trends, consulting.
One day, I guarantee you, I'm going to do this properly for a UPRE intro. I deleted the movie one. That's what's wrong, in case you're looking for it. I deleted the movie one because I'm redoing them, right? And I just did Tuesdays, and I needed to do Thursdays, but I forgot I deleted it out of it. So that's my fault. But hey, let's talk about the Thursday crew. Let's bring them on, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Knox and Vic Damone, as Mike Knox calls them. But these are actually the true people on Thursday. I'm just a fill-in, right? Yeah. But hey, what a great time it is to be a fill-in because we're picking great movies. And I get to work with these two, and these two are great. So what can I say? Like, I'm happy to be here. Mike Knox, Vic, how y'all doing? Did y'all see this movie called Fantastic Four?
Yes.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff, as they would say, right?
Facts, man. It's clobbering time.
I saw it in the movie theater in 2005, and my opinion is different today than it was then. So I'm curious to talk about this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it reminds me of X-Men. Muted. I am muted?
No, not you.
Oh, okay. It reminds me a little bit of X-Men, like the first X-Men.
Yes, it did.
I think it might be the CGI and all of that. I mean, it might be that, or just because it's 2005 and they're advertising Xbox and all of that, the original Xbox. But I'm not gonna lie, like it was pretty interesting. However, it is so hard to see Captain America as Johnny Flame. Like,
no, it's not. He is the greatest. He's a double great mutant. He's a two-time great.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I'm curious because there's another Fantastic Four movie coming, right?
Yes.
I'm curious to see who plays that part because yeah, man.
Now, there were small, snippets of maybe take it as a pentagon of salt worth of rumors out there that he would probably cross over as that role. I thought that would be great and hot as well. So I
did that and brought everybody back to do that. That would be crazy.
I thought if we can talk about the best and the worst parts of the movie, or likes, dislikes, and bad likes, if you will, Vic.
Yeah.
One of the parts I thought was really, really dope was, honestly, speaking about Captain Rogers, Human Torch, and watching it in 2005, I gotta say, what you said is 100% true. So I think I didn't like it when I went to the movies and saw it. Like, it was one of the things I watched it, but I didn't really pay attention to it, right? And this time around, to me, that first X-Men, as well as the first Spider-Man, had this feel. Watching it this time around, I'm like in the living room, I'm engulfed, and I'm like telling the kids and the wife, and I'm like, this is a really good, man, I should have paid attention to this movie back then. My only thing is I never understood how they all got their powers the way they got their powers. Like, why does she have invisibility? Why is he, is it personality based? You know what I mean? And that's how that's how that came out. I've always wondered that, but the confidence Johnny Torch to me, he stole this movie. Other than Jessica Alba, we could put that first picture back up on the board in this cat suit. I mean, they said in the movie, why we got to wear these suits? So we can see Jessica Alba in that cat suit. That's a reason enough. Okay. So Dark Angel, Honey. Before that, Jessica Alba. This is the movie that crossed her over. But oh man, Steve Rogers, Tony, Human Torch stole this movie to me. And those scenes where he's talking to Melissa Maluno, and he's just so confident. He like kiss her, oh, that's mine too. And how confident he was. He falls into it when he turns into the Human Torch and he's in the snow pit. He's like, you want to join me? And he's so cocky to do it. She's like, sure. You know what I mean? Like,
that's all he could say at the time, and it was actually a very well delivered line. I loved it, and shout out to you, Vic, for even mentioning the fact that Chris Evans played Captain America as well as the Human Torch, because let me tell you, this is the first movie I saw him in, right? And I'm with Mike. I thought he did a fantastic job as Johnny Storm. I thought he was good. When I found out he was going to play Captain America, I was like, ooh.
Me too.
I was like, I don't know. He can play because he plays it so well. But actually, now that I've seen him in a lot of different other roles besides Captain America, besides Human Torch, he's has a very wide range that you would have thought he would. I
love him in Knives Out.
Yeah, he was good in Knives Out too.
Love him in Knives Out.
He plays movies very well. But I thought, and I can see why y'all said the first X-Men, the first Spider-Man. And this movie, this was a Fox production. Right, Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU. Marvel didn't buy the rights back for some of these movies until the first one came out in 2008. Right, X-Men did fairly well. Spider-Man was at that time killing everything in the box office, and so they decided, hey, what other comic book movies can we make? Let's make the Incredible Hulk, which came out in 2003, which we never talked about. Thank God, that movie was boring. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to watch it. But Fantastic Four was something else that Fox wanted to dive down into and see. And it actually did very well in the box office. It didn't break any records or anything, but it did very well. One thing that I always say about Fox is opposed to as with the X-Men movies, and the thing I'll say about this, the Fantastic Four movies, I still say that Fox cast their characters very, very well. They did a great job with Professor
I thought you were going to say something like better. I thought you were going to say better for a second.
Better than who?
Than Marvel and Disney Studios.
I will debate that. I will say, I will make an argument that Fox Studios does make better.
Well, anything's debatable. Orange juice and apple juice is debatable.
Right. That's why I use the word debatable. In my opinion, I think Fox does cast a better thing, but I can see how somebody doesn't say it. But when you have Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, when you have Professor Xavier as Sir Patrick Stewart, when you have Magneto as Sir Ian McKellen, later
to me, all the Magnetos have been perfectly cast.
All of them very well. Yeah,
but I just question Fox's Brock from Spider-Man 3.
That is Sony.
Okay. You went to Fox and Sony. Correct. My bad. You said Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
Right.
I think the thing was very well casted. I cringed when I found out it was going to be Jessica Alba. At the time, I thought it should have been Jessica Biel, but I thought she did a really
she did a good job.
I can never say his name properly.
Jessica
Biel. I'll drop a picture for you.
I know you're talking about. I just couldn't imagine.
Oh yeah, Jessica Biel. Yeah. I thought she would. I thought it should be her, but I can't remember his name. I mean, I remember his name. I can't ever pronounce it. But the guy who plays Mr. Fantastic also does a very good job. Even the guy who played Doom, right? I thought he did very good as Dr. Doom. He just did not play the hardcore Dr. Doom that people wanted to see in the movies and people are clamoring what to see in Marvel Cinematic Universe. But honestly speaking, he did not do a bad job.
No.
The bad part about this movie that I was kind of
Julian McMahon. You should have known that name. Is it McMahon?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guy who played Mr. Fantastic. I'm
sorry. Mr. What's Guff Stewart?
It's McCowell or McGowan or something like that.
Yeah.
Ian McCowell or something like that. But anyway, and somebody was probably saying the thing. I honestly thought the premise for the first Fantastic Four movie was a little bit of a playoff of what happened in Spider-Man 1, which I'll go into more detail after Vic said some more stuff about this movie. Hopefully. Oh, that's it. I'm having a Vinny moment here.
Which is what?
Because I said I actually threw the pass to Vic. I was like, after Vic knows more about
it, just went right past him.
No, I'm sorry. No, because I was thinking about something right now. Because the thing is that look, one of my favorite moments was the fight between Thing and the rubber guy. right? Because Victor got into his head.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so Victor got into things head, and now Think is all like, you promised this and this and that. Because the interesting part between the villain and the main character, the main hero, Mr. Fantastic, is just that they're colleagues from MIT, and they always had a little bit of attention. And from the beginning of the movie, he's kind of like his scrub type thing. Like, I got your girl, I got the money, I got all of this, I got all of that. You know what I mean? And mind you, but the funny thing about that is that his girl is still his girl. Like, she still wants, and she's still like pushing for him to
bump up on her,
move, to do something. She's still giving him opportunities. Even the beginning of the movie, like, he's looking at her in that little cat suit, and she's all happy and smiling and waiting for him to give her a compliment, and then nothing.
She said, "You're such a nerd."
Yeah,
you're such a nerd.
About the science of the suit and all
that scene is uncomfortable for me because I've had moments like that. When women are obviously dropping hints to me, and I'm just like stuck in whatever the hell I'm looking at, and they're so mad. I'm like, well, what the hell are you upset for?
We probably all have had those moments and go, "Damn, I dropped the ball." Right there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
question.
I do that on purpose, though.
When he proposed to her, right? I couldn't help but say, so he would only propose if he hit that already, right? So he did knock off your girl at least. He's a billionaire, right?
No, but the thing is that they presuming that they've been together. The way they talk,
right? Like 2 years, like since they broke up, right?
So he's been smashing for a minute.
So I thought too. Come back, maybe take a break here. Come back, pay a couple bills, and talk some more about this movie.
No, let's get a quotes right now.
Okay, get a quote right now, but go ahead and quote it off then. Executive consultant.
Hey, you know what? I had a lot of quotes from this movie that I kind of forgot about some of them, quite frankly. But I thought Julian McMahon, Dr. Doom, I thought he delivered a lot of good lines, especially when he turned into Dr. Doom. But I mean, a couple of them, and I wish I wrote it down. I should have been better prepared. But I liked when he killed the doctor. After he said that's terrible news, I better get a second opinion. After he killed him, I thought that was actually kind of that was a good punchline. I like the part where Thing is attacking him in the middle of the street, and he electrocutes him or something like that, and he's about to do the final blow, and then Reed Richards like, I can't let you do that. And he said, Reed, I'll be right with you. Yeah, I use that in my lines when I'm playing fighting games. Sometimes multiple fighting games. I just thought that was cool. His delivery was so good. So take a walk, Ben. After it's like I do the walk. He delivers it very, very well. I thought the Thing was pretty funny. So much about this movie, and this is when
Michael Chiklis.
Michael
Chiklis did a good job. Yeah, it's actually a good cast. The guy's name is Lone Gufford. That's his name, Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. Yeah. It's a pretty weird name.
It's difficult to pronounce at times. But I just can't say enough about the quotes in this movie. I'm actually going to look some up, and one of y'all take it for me real quick.
No, you pretty much said them all to me, Victor, because it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like, hey, you want to join me? And I love it. She's like, oh, you're burning up. He said, oh, thank you. She said, you're hot. He said, oh, thank you. You too. It like gets up like between him and Doom, which I know Doom's a favorite of a lot of people, right? The character. So I always wondered why this movie really didn't pop. I'm curious. And normally I have those numbers right now.
He's my favorite comic book villain of all time.
And he's a lot.
I'm a DC guy. He's my favorite.
You're one of the guys who said you don't mind Kang leaving until you can bring in Dr. Doom. That was 100%. One of your things you wanted to see Doom in that role. To me, the franchise in itself, right? From Doom to me not being done correctly and maybe not having the room to grow like, they do today in movies. And also when it came with Rise of the Silver Surfer, I don't know what was worse, Rise of the Silver Surfer or Rise of the Beast Wars or Beast Wars, right? From Transformers this year, because neither one were about them. Like the way they completely ruined Silver Surfer in the second movie took away from me also just remembering that watching it, because when this one went off, now I want to see the second one and see, because I actually ended up thinking, wow, I think completely different about this movie. Went to sleep in the movie theater. Almost passed out on this one too, but did I like it? I don't think me going to sleep had anything to do with the movie. Victor, you got any quotes?
Real quick, I also want to piggyback on, just give a high five to Mike Knox because he mentioned one earlier that I really like, and that was Johnny Storm, who, like I said, I just thought he killed it in this movie when he was like, he kissed her. He said, "That's yours, that's mine." I thought that was gold. I thought that was gold.
That was a. I mean, no, I don't got any. Oh, okay.
No quotables?
No, I don't got none.
Is it all right? Well, then let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Tuesday's movies are coming up, and we're still. Is this 2000s, right? So coming up. No, next is it Tuesday or Thursday? I think it's next Thursday. We got 2 minutes. So Tuesday.
The roads are peopled by gangs looking for food.
That boy looks hungry. You look at him again, I'll shoot you in the head. I don't think you killed a man in your life.
They're gonna catch up with us. And they're going to kill us.
I told you I would do whatever it takes.
Like what?
I'll kill anyone who touches you. Because that's my job.
You're carrying the fire.
What fire?
Fire inside you.
Hey, I'm beginning to like Rancho Cucamonga. The good thing about being out here, we don't hear no gunshots. Can't the boss some sugar. No police.
Freeze! Sheriff's Department!
No chicken head, no crack head, no nothing. Oh, shit. Just peace and quiet.
True Line Cinema presents next Friday.
Oh, wait, what team you play for? You play a little hoop?
I play for the Cucamonga Cracker Killers.
Hey, don't want any trouble with you. You don't have to send your posse out here to do 187 in my ass.
Next Tuesday, we got The Road, and then next Thursday, the Thursday crew continue to have the best comments because Mike Knox is picking them. Boy, we got next Friday. Next week is what we're talking Fantastic Four executive consulting.
That reminds me of another line.
Where
Ben said, typical of Victor Von Doom to build a 30-foot statue of himself. That reminds me of you, Mr. Knox. So that's because Mike Knox is picking him.
Hey, listen, don't get mad at me because I can just, my credentials back myself up.
Looking forward to this. He said that's gross. That was so weird. He just came out of nowhere. That's gross. He did. Also, when Ben was about, and he did a good job with this too. When they got off the space station, he thought the Bing Rim turned into thing immediately. They showed you from his point of view, and Johnny Storm just played.
He's messing with him the whole time. It was messing with him.
Yeah,
the whole time. I thought it was really. I want to talk about this thumbs up, thumbs down because I keep almost wanting to spill what I want to say. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, I picked this movie. Obviously,
final thoughts.
So. Clearly, we already know what's going down, but before I give it official, I want to say that I made a mistake on Tuesday. We watched this movie. I forgot what it was now because it was such a terrible Zoolander. I have no problem telling you it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And it might have been the worst movie I ever reviewed in all of UPRE. And I'm not even joking. I'm dead ass serious. And I said that the Batman is no longer the line. I said the new line is Zoolander.
Wow.
Yep, that's how serious it was. Then I thought about it, and I said, if I referred every movie to Zoolander, every movie gets a thumbs up, and I refuse to do that for you. I have a lot of utmost respect for my picks to do that to you all, where I just give everything a thumbs up because they're better than Zoolander, because I doubt, but I did see the trailer to the road, I doubt if I see anything movie that's worse than Zoolander. So, as Mike Knox used to say so much, with that being said,
you even did that. That's hilarious.
The line stops here with the Fantastic Four, and to nobody's surprise, and this movie is very bipolar because a lot of people hate this movie. I'm telling you, a lot of people hate this movie. I never understood why. I thought it was just a fun movie. It doesn't need to go out there and be too serious, and it didn't take itself seriously. Gets a thumbs up for me. Oh, that's right. I'm leaving. I hate leaving. Vic is on you.
All right. Well, with seeing it again, it was just interesting because it kind of brings me back almost 20 years from when this came on, and it was a good time. I mean, I think that my expectations are higher when it comes to the CGI and stuff like that. because of everything that's happened in the past 20 years. But I like the story. I do. I think that the storytelling is interesting, especially because it's like a movie that kind of shows you the kind of like origin story of the Fantastic Four. Now, I think there was supposed to be more to this. The Silver Surfer thing, that movie was okay. But I definitely see what you mean. Like they kind of ruined the franchise. I think that this movie definitely started off on a good note, and I'm curious to see what they do, because I think that they kind of let this content go for a while after the second movie. So I'm very curious to see who they cast, what they do. Clearly, watching this again just brought me back into wanting to see the Fantastic Four in the MCU. So thumbs up.
Why the long face? Let's go to my office.
He's stuck quoting the movies again. Watching this film, like I said, back in 2005, very disappointed. Very disappointed. Watching it today, having a different expectation of comic book movies, and having my line, if I can steal one from Chris, is be entertained. A movie has to entertain me. Sometimes if I'm going to go watch The Irishman, I expect a great script, a great story, and great acting, right? And I didn't get none of that in that movie to me, right? Just to mention that for a second, but that's what I expect from a Scorsese film. This is a comic book movie, right? You got to go in there expecting to have a good time. I thought it was a good damn movie. I really did. Thumbs up for me. I remember not liking this film, but watching it this time around, I'm intrigued. And I want to see if what I said earlier does the Silver Surfer, because I know the Silver Surfer's that guy. And they didn't make him that guy. When you bring Silver Surfer, you bring Galactus, and none of that panned out because marketing and what you own and those kind of things like that. So now that it's back in Marvel Studios' hands with Kevin Feige, I honestly tell you, this may be the best thing they've done since the Avengers. That's why I think it's taken its time, because they've had 3 renditions of this movie, the 2 sequels, because it did good enough to get a sequel, right? They thought Silver Surfer would pop it enough to go more, and it didn't. And then they just killed it, and then they had the one that had Michael B. Jordan there. Everybody got their thumbs up, their arses, because
in the early 90s.
Yeah, you're right about that. So again, I said 3 iterations, right? So they've tried this, and it just has not panned out. I don't think Marvel will drop the ball moving forward, because I think even with the one that came out, and I love that cast of that movie of the Fantastic Four, it just wasn't good. This one was good, and I think people, as you said, Chris, we expect so much from movies and don't get those, especially at that time with what Batman had came out, and you did have your Tobys and your things that are out there. They wanted more from this, but come on, guys, watch it today. Special effects, not thumbs up all the way. That's 3, Chris. You're amazing here with these movies. I never said it again.
You know what? I will also say this. This is going to be the new line, and I got inspired. I got inspired by now I know why Vic wasn't paying attention. Look at him, he's looking at something. I got inspired by Mike's talking just now.
Oh, wow.
Because I used to say it all the time. Maybe I got out of it. I said, was I entertained? Right? That's how I judge my movies. This movie was not acted that well. This movie's storyline was all convoluted. It was all over the place. But damn it, if I was not entertained. So this will be it. This is the new line. Finally, I can get rid of Batman. Bye-bye.
Are you not entertained? That's what movies are about.
New movie for 2024. All right.
Well, Gladiator would be in 2024. Thinking of, are you entertained? Can't wait to talk about that movie. But Fantastic Four, good time had by all. As my man Jeremy Johns would say, no alcohol required. Like, it's just a good film to me. I enjoyed it highly. I really did.
All right. Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much. Make sure that we just finished filming episode for Echo, so make sure you go back to UPRE if you have not done so already. Popular Review Entertainment, and give that a watch, and also join us on Tuesday on Popular Review Entertainment as we review The Road. And next Thursday, the 3 of us will be right back here for none other than next Friday. The following Thursday, I'll give you a clue of what it's going to be. It's going to be American Gangster, which sadly I just realized I'm not going to be on for that episode.
That's fine. I will.
Oh, actually, yes, I will.
Is that the Thursday that we supposed to be chilling?
Right. That's a Thursday. Willie flies in, but Willie lands at 9:30, so I will be here. Okay. All right, cool. So for Victor, for Mike Knotts, I'm the exec consultant, and we, as always, will see you right here next time on Unpopular Review. Good night, everybody.
God has fundamentally altered our DNA.
Victor, you.